All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of the Black Bullion Show. So where will gold go? We did a silver forecast on Friday, and it's time to see where things will be heading for old Yella. Now, there are a few unknowns for gold, and we'll discuss them all before doing a technical analysis. Before we begin, if you're new to this channel, please hit that big red subscribe button right down below. Also, please hit the like button. Helps to get this economic evangelism right on out there to the masses to bring more people into precious metals. So we've talked extensively about the 10-year and the dollar. Though the DXY has been trending downward, real yields have remained elevated. So let's see what else we should be paying attention to here. So we have a new one from Kitco entitled Gold Price is Gearing Up. Here's the direction analysts are looking at. And let's take a look at what they had to say about US fiscal talks and US China tensions. So let's get started here. The two biggest unknowns for next week is the US fiscal package, which is still nowhere close to being passed, and the US China trade talks, which are restarting and could trigger some major volatility. The US President Donald Trump continued to blame the Democrats for holding up the Romney's fiscal stimulus package. This comes a week after talks failed with congressional Democrats. The Republican-controlled Senate and Democrat-controlled House of Representatives are now back in an informal recess, but party members can be recalled if a deal emerges. Stimulus package is a concerning item. Reality is that the Senate won't convene for some time, and it might be a while before it gets through. For the moment, that is a negative factor for market sentiment and negative for gold, said TD Securities commodity strategist Daniel Galley. Once the deal is reached, it will end up being negative for the US dollar and positive for gold. Blue Line Futures chief market strategist Philip Schreibel said. The US dollar would take a whole leg lower if they approved the Democratic versions of the aid package. Meanwhile, the Republican version would see the US dollar grind slowly lower, Schreibel said. If we can get some kind of deal, we should see inflation expectations rise. The US-China trade talks are key for next week as traders are waiting to see some headlines before making a move, said RBC Wealth Management Managing Director George Jarrow. However, on Friday, Reuters reported that the US-China trade deal review meeting has been delayed due to scheduling issues. The meeting was originally set for Saturday. So far, China is really behind on its commitments in terms of buying US exports to meet first-year targets. Should either the US fiscal talks or the US-China trade talks take a negative turn, traders may upend attempts to register new record equity highs while paving the way for gold to rebound back above the $2,000 mark, said FXTM market analyst Han Tan. Now, we definitely have to keep an eye on both of these data points, but let's now turn our attention to some charts. So we have GLD here, guys, and it looks like it's gonna upload or going to refresh here. So what we're going to do is somewhat similar to what we did with SLV as far as analyzing where things can go. So what we'll do here is we will take the GLD price. Let's get rid of the simple moving average. Let's now add Bollinger Bands. Let's add the RSI. And we already have the MACD here. So those are the ones that we tend to use. And we have volume here as well. So up top, we have Bollinger Bands, volume, MACD, and also we have the RSI here. So it looks like we're heading downward on these charts. As you can see at the top here with the Bollinger Bands, the GLD price has definitely reverted back to the mean. As you can see here, it's definitely hovering on that line, the middle band, and it's starting to head a little bit lower actually beneath that, just barely though. So not only is the price heading lower, but the volume is confirming this downtrend in the price. As you can see here, as the price is trending downward, so too is volume. Now take a look here at the MACD. The MACD, it looks like we have our histogram here, and now it's starting to trend downward as well into the negative territory here. So that's not necessarily a good sign. And then also you have the RSI here, which is trended downward. It's about at right now it's currently at 54, so somewhere in the middle. It got as low as 48.6. so it looks like some of the steam has been taken out of the RSI as well. Now looking at all of this, you can definitely see here that we're going to need something coming from Washington to really spark a change here, or something coming from just general sentiment that can be represented within the real yields. Now, I do think we're going to have to wait for some external data points to come out. External meaning we're going to have to wait for some news from Washington. We're going to need some kind of tension happening there, and then the bond market will likely respond, and then that will likely play a key role in getting gold back up on its feet. It's doing fine. Dollar is trending downward, but still we need the US 10-year to go up. So guys, remember, the overall environment is bullish for gold right now, but traders' attention basically seems to be a little bit elsewhere right now. Now, again, the news from Washington that we get could change all of that at the drop of a dime. It could happen very quickly, and we could be back to a more risk-off environment from the current risk-on environment that we're in right now, and it can happen very quickly. Now, remember, a lot of these investors right now, guys, are very fickle. They're making moves out of pure greed or out of desperation for any kind of yield. So it won't take much for them to return their attention back to our little gold friend, guys. So we won't be in this position for very long, in my opinion. This is just a minor blip in the trajectory of gold. But let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. Do you think that we will continue to see a downtrend in gold? I personally don't think so in the next few weeks. I think we're going to see some new information come out that will change the trajectory of gold back up again. So guys, thanks again for watching. Please hit that like button. Please subscribe if you're new. It's Black Bullion.